Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Poor Choices Sip and Chill. I know it has been a hot minute since we have been live for 2 weeks
Yes, I
because
have.
Misty over here went on vacation.
I took some time off and I was hardly on Twitter. I know nothing of what
You
anything is
enjoyed
going on.
your time?
It was awesome. I'm sunburned slash brown. I'm both burnt and brown at the same time. I don't know what color you call that, but poor Duke is like rolling around lobster status. We had a great time.
Oh my God. Well, serves you right. Did you use sunscreen?
No, F sunscreen.
Oh, no, that's why you got burned. You crazy? Freaking
Sunscreen is
crazy.
poison.
You're
Poisonous.
what? No, it's literally protection.
It's poisonous. Look at the ingredients. It's awful.
Oh, there's a
Awful.
lot of more awful things. You drink wine voluntarily
Yeah, that's also
and eat fried food and breathe in dirty, smoky air. But hey, we're not counting, right? But but sunscreen is evil. Oh my gosh. But yeah. Well, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're okay for the most part. You're not completely burnt, just a little browning. And I've enjoyed my time off, honestly. We were speaking earlier, and Mr. Porkchop and you're all off doing your own things, and I was left here all alone. I'm kidding. I
by
had
yourself
fun.
to hold down the fort, and the fort was resting, which I'm here for. I feel like you
I
deserved.
I laid in bed a lot in the
Good.
last week. It was fantastic. I probably should have done more of it, to be honest. But hey, we're it's all done. Can't do anything about it anymore. But I'm back at it. Back at it again. But what's up, guys? Hi, chat. We have a couple of super chats before we even started. Cajun Corey with the $5 and the super dad joke. Let's see how this goes. Where does Sir Lancelot go to party? A nightclub. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I like that one. Tugs no laughy.
Wow. I
She's
was like,
like,
wait,
nah,
what?
huh, nah. I can't even give you like a applause. I could give you maybe a it's kind of funny. A little funny. But thank you, Corey. And we got Psychotic Mongoose with 5 gifted Poor Choices memberships, as well as GJJ as well with 5 gifted memberships. You guys are insane. Thank you so much for the 10 new members. Make sure if you got a new membership to thank those two for that, because they're awesome. Thank you, guys. But yes. All right. This week has brought, I feel like, a lot of news, mostly mixed stuff. I found some stuff about, of course, crazy women, but a lot of stuff with family and kids this week.
Yay.
But we'll go with the women stuff because let's start off light. Let's start off light. I feel like this. I need light for now. Ease our way in. So you sent this, and I thought this was kind of funny because I've done this with friends. In chat, I'll have to see if you've done it as well.
God, I don't even remember what I sent you.
Friends. Okay, we're ready.
Oh,
I think we'll remember it.
I thought this one we would all chuckle at it, but also I have a feeling it's going to start a debate.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's go.
If you're my best friends who just made a reservation for 8:30 and told me 8, well played, because I just showed up at 8:22 and was like to the hostess, oh, like this table for 8 o'clock, and she was like, for 8:30? She was like, you're the first one here, and I was like, well played, well played.
I think that I've done that before. There's always that friend that's always late. Always, no matter what. And you're like, I'm hungry. I need to eat. We said we were going to meet for 8 o'clock. Why aren't you here? It's like the traffic's always the same. Don't understand why. You're still late regardless. So we started doing that to them.
Yeah.
No regrets.
Somebody we worked with. It's also kind of a cultural thing sometimes, because like Hawaiians run on Hawaiian Island time and everything is so much slower paced and nobody cares. And then Latinas, the Latin culture, I have a Cuban girl that I used to work with in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
They had time blindness.
There's time blindness, and then there's it's a line. It's a fine line. Now that I'm old, I find it rude. Like, it's not funny anymore.
No, it is rude because, you know, you are responsible for being on time. And what was it? If you're not early, you're late. I think a lot of Army people say that, or
Mhm.
military
Yeah.
people. So I personally like being at places, if I can, around 10 to 15 minutes early, especially if you don't know where you're going
Mhm.
or the area, because traffic for one, two, just in case you get lost, three, just in case you get gone the wrong way, because that's happened before to me.
Yep. Especially now with these cute little phones in our hands that tell us what time we will be arriving in places. Like, to me, like, when you listen, stuff happens. We all be late, right? So we leave and something happens, or we can't get out the door, especially if you got kids and you're trying to wrangle all your kids and all that. That's fine. But to be like, this girl's obviously very perpetually late to everything. Like, we said 8 o'clock and you're showing up at 9. That is so rude.
Well, 22 minutes later, you could have had your appetizers and drinks by that point.
Mm-hmm. It just, to me, it's like, you think you're better than me.
Yeah.
Not that you're better than me, but like, your time is more valuable than my time, and you're more important.
Or you really do not care about how valuable my time is, and it's just all about you. Because that's the problem with a lot of people with this time blindness, is that they're only thinking about themselves. So I worked in the spa industry, and it's very regimented, the time that we have put out. You know, pedicures are 45 minutes, waxing appointments, et cetera, et cetera. So facials are an hour. So if you are late for your appointment 15 minutes and your appointment's 15 minutes and you expect to get your appointment, sorry,
Oh, yeah, no.
that's not happening. Oh, you're late 15 minutes for your facial, and now we have to cut back 15 minutes. Plus you change. Plus, if you go to the bathroom, that always irks me. And I hate it when they come in with Starbucks. And like, so you had time to go to Starbucks, but you didn't have time to, like, why?
Yep. And then they get mad because you cancel their appointment. You know,
no, it's the policy. So what should I do? Should I be late for the other lady who is on time for her appointment because you were late? That's how I look at it.
Yep, I can't stand it.
And I said I was going to start it late.
It's just so rude to me. Like, there's a difference between being like, listen, I'm out the door, traffic is bad, I'm going to be like 5-10 minutes late, whatever. But to be so late all the time, like that, for her friends to be like, nope, the reservation's at 8, but it's really at 8:30 or whatever. So she shows up on time instead of 30 minutes or more late. Like, I would just start letting her show up late and we leave. We tell her the reservation's at 8 and the reservation is at 8, and then she gets there late and we're all leaving. F that. Like, maybe she'll learn, maybe she won't, but it's so funny.
There was a tour that I went on, and I remember the bus people were like, if you're late, we're leaving you.
The cruises do that all the time, and they legit will leave you at port in a foreign country. Bye.
Bye.
They don't care.
Yeah.
There's no, well, we said 8:30, but really it's 9. So you guys will be, no, we're leaving at 8:30. The port will close and you will be stuck in Zimbabwe.
Just remember, you also need to go through scanning as well, and all those other things that you normally do. So you have to allot for that time. It's the same thing with planes. What? The plane is going to wait for you? Nah, it ain't like that. So
yeah,
sucks to me. Yeah, I don't know. I think you had said the comments were roasting this girl.
Yeah, their comments. Oh my god. I honestly thought she was gonna delete it because that did not go the way she wanted it to go.
I had no idea people hated lateness so much till this comment section, because my whole friend group and family are always late. I used to have friends that showed up late all the time until I realized they were just disrespectful. I came to feel seen, and now I feel scared. Chronically late people just confuse me. Do you not have anxiety? I genuinely freak if I'm not going to be if I'm going to be more than 2 minutes late. I've done that. I've actually literally said I'm going to be late and was like 2 minutes late. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh yeah, I always like try and tell, even if it's just going to be a couple of a couple of minutes. Like when I was going to my nail appointment, sometimes my traffic would be heavier than I anticipated or whatever, and I'm like, Siri says I'm going to be there at 6:02, just so you know. And my nail girl would be like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, but I'm gonna be late. Okay, I'm late.
Yeah. This one girl says I'm habitually late to everything. My friends know it's a flaw and love me anyways. Glad you have good friends too. And the girl says the best. Glad you found yours too. I mean,
listen, we can still love you, but yeah, at some point you're gonna stop getting invited to stuff.
yeah, especially it depends on what you do.
What does that mean for her best friend's wedding? You can't even show up to dinner and drinks on time. Like, and you expect me, like, I'm not going to, my wedding is starting at 5 when it's really starting at 5. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not going to change my wedding time for you.
No. Or tell you, like, my ceremony starts at 4, but I'm going to tell you it starts at 3 so that you're on time. Like, heck no, because then you're still late, especially if you're in my wedding party. You're still late at 4 because we're doing pictures. And oh my, no.
Yeah, people who don't respect other people's time are the worst. The rest of them apparently showed up at 8:50. I don't know if that's true or not. Here, as a girly with ADHD time blindness.
Oh my God.
What? We are trying, but it just does not happen most of the time.
The excuses.
That is an excuse. ADHD time blindness. I can't believe that people actually use that as an excuse. It's not. You can use
ADHD is not an excuse either.
You can use that you were late because there was an accident.
Yeah.
I can
oh my God, I've done that before where I'm like, I am going to be real honest. I dilly-dallied and I'm running late and I'm an asshole.
Yeah. That's called taking responsibility. Oh no, it's just my time blindness. I can't go anywhere without being late because I'm so disrespectful. I'm so sorry. I really hate late people.
Exactly, Nick. We got to push the vows back a half an hour because Chelsea has time blindness. No, Chelsea is no longer invited. Screw you, Chelsea.
Yeah. Here, this person. Okay, this is interesting. Sorry about this comment section. I used to be habitually late, and it was not from disrespect, but from literally not being good at planning my time. That could be secondhand disrespect, though. If you prioritize this.
Yep, that comes from also the people in your life, and maybe it's a parental thing because this girl looks 22, so she's still a baby. She'll learn, hopefully, but that comes also, that tells me that you weren't raised right. You weren't raised in a household that said, I'm sorry, you're late. You don't get dinner. We're already at dessert. You know what I mean? Or we're going to bed or whatever. Like my parents when we were little, oh, I'm sorry. If you don't want to eat what I made for you, you don't eat. If you don't want to be at dinner on time, you don't get food. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be late. Oh, well, now we got to cut our time short at the park. You want to dawdle and pick your toys up for 45 minutes because you can't pick a toy you want to bring to the park with you? Well, we're not going to the park now. You know what I mean? Like, what? Please.
Yeah. And there's another person here that has the same excuse. Some of us have ADHD and time blindness. I appreciate when my friends do this because I try, but it happens sometimes. Wow. Time blindness. Well, the girl, okay, I will say the girl that said the thing up here earlier that it's a skill that you learn. Yes, it's a skill that you learn, but you have to also want to learn.
Yeah. So. And there's a comment above there, that one that said something like, no, you don't have to read it, but it said something about like, things take longer than when I plan. Here it is. Still miscalculating how long things take. I'm sorry. You guys are in your 20s. You've been doing your hair and makeup for at least 5 to 6 years now, depending on the culture you were raised in.
You know how long it takes for you to curl your hair.
Okay, you're filming a TikTok. Let's just admit it. You're filming your TikTokies. Okay, let's settle our tits.
Yeah, what were you doing before you realized what time it was?
You don't look at the clock to make sure. Now, if we don't have to be anywhere rushing, then yeah, I'm dancing in the bathroom and I'm taking my time. Okay, and Duke is like, okay, you're just lollygagging. You know what I mean? But if I have to be somewhere at a certain time, like we're going over to my friend's house that lived out here. Hey, we're planning about at like 6:30. Okay, then we're at their house 6:25, the latest, and that's late. And that's only because they live 5 minutes down the street. You know what I mean?
I think. Well, I don't know how you grew up. If what taught you your time non-blindness, yes, but because I did classes a lot. I knew, oh my gosh, I know how long it's going to take me to bike somewhere. It's going to take me to walk somewhere, or even just going to school on time for the most part. Like that, I had to be on time. Otherwise, you lose out. And, having Asian parents, you're like, get as much as you can out of this, but you have to be there prepped at that time. I have been at work where you literally punch in and punch out. So whatever you punch in and out is what you get paid. So if you are late 15 minutes, you're docked that 15 minutes from your pay.
Yep. When I worked at the Venetian, we could clock in as early as, so like if I started at 9, let's say my shift started at 9, I could clock in as early as 8:56 and no earlier. But if you clocked in at 9, you were late. Like it was considered a late punch. You clocked in like right at 9 because you never knew. It looked like 9 o'clock, but it could be 9 o'clock and like 45 seconds till 9:01 or whatever. And so the clock read. So you wanted to be clocked in before your hour started. You know what I mean? Because otherwise you get a late punch and that counts as points against you, depending on the day, that you don't get paid for that. In some places we still did because it's the hour, but it's considered a late punch and you could get written up.
Wow. And that could go on your record for, references.
Oh, yeah.
Is this person punctual? Most of the time. Sometimes. Not really.
Not really.
So you gotta remember. And I mean, Eric, it's not just women. It's not just women.
My God.
As someone who has experienced different clientele, like I would say majority, at least I know, is women, but there are some men who are just like have time blindness, if we want to call it that.
God, Druvium says my landlords have no sense of time. I might stop by this. First of all, that's
they can't do that.
Laws
they have to
in the state you live in. They have to give you. I'm pretty sure all 50 states are like this. It may vary like as far as notice, but at least 24 hours they have to give you notice, and if they don't show up, that's on them. Like you are under no obligation
let them in
to be there. Yep. That's a legal issue. That's a whole nother argument.
Yep. So yeah. D-Day, we're not attacking you. We're just attacking if you're late, we're attacking people who are late like you. Not specifically you, just generalized. Oh my gosh. So we got Hokies here. Member for 25 months says YouTube's acting up again. Stream did not show up for me. Boo!
Oh my gosh.
YouTube.
Yeah, it didn't show up. I've been checking for a couple hours because I was gonna do like a big old tweet that was like, the return of Sip and Chill, blah blah, and it didn't show up for me until I popped into the waiting room.
Boo!
I had to go look for it. Boo this man.
Stupid YouTube. Ken Burrows, member for 50 months, says, welcome back, X-Ray and Tugs. Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you. And Ken for 2 Canadian says, I always leave so I can be 15 minutes early. And we appreciate that. Very much so. Because you're early or late.
I was always told to be at least 15 minutes early. And I usually am. Especially for appointments, like it's like doctors and stuff. You guys, everybody, let's say you guys, but like people complain about how long it takes to sit in the waiting room with doctors. Well, if you showed up on time, you might not have to wait so long.
Oh my gosh. God, I hate the doctors. Ugh. The original Hoktu girl for $1.99.
Oh my God.
Wow. But is that Kamala?
It is. I think so. Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
Honey, this person's username on YouTube is the original Hoktua girl, and it's a picture of Kamala.
That
got a snort out of me. That's funny.
Very special moment. Thank you, whoever you are. Kamala, original Hoktu girl. I think being late is very hard to swallow. Wow. Well, thank you. And Andrew Matthews with 2 British pounds says, X-Ray DM'd you with an X, DM'd you on X with a clip for the show. Let me. Okay, we will check it out afterwards. It's one of those random guys on the street that ask questions. So want to get through everything first because I don't know if we have time for everything, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you, Andrew. It's in the queue. All right. So, Tugs, I'm going to let you lead this in. You had sent me a bunch of stuff about a girl and how, I guess we'll start with this tweet.
Oh, gracious, bodacious.
My Roman Empire is wondering how many strong girls out there have heard you're literally a man so many times they ended up believing it.
I mean, that's a whole nother like psychology thing that we could go into with like the rainbow movement and all that. But as this girl popped up on my feed today, it's my first day back on social media for the most part. I finally saw the thing about the Olympics. We're not going to discuss that, but so I'm catching up. Anyway, this woman has popped up on my feed now. People are defending her. People are coming after her. Like, it's a big whole thing. This is Ilona Mayan. She's a rugby player for Team USA, if I remember right. Yes, Team USA. And she is getting ripped to shreds on social media randomly all of a sudden, even though she's been playing rugby for years, because people are calling her a man. Fun fact, she's not. She's a biological woman and she's actually really adorable and cute. So this tweet caught my attention because I just saw a bunch of stuff on her. So I thought it would be interesting to talk about because she, I think I sent you the backlash video that she did too. She's like crying.
Okay.
Because she's a rugby player and people have been calling her a man for like 3 days straight. And I just feel so bad for her. Anyway. So
Ilona Mayer, and I mean like this picture of her, she's definitely like a bigger girl. She's got bigger shoulders. She's got she still has breasts. It's not like she doesn't. She's got big legs. She still has the waist to hip ratio that women do. But more huskier build. And I look, chat, looks like a man. She's built like a man. I don't think she looks like a man per se. She's built like a tank. Let me see if I can find Ilona Mayer.
Yeah, I was gonna say I sent you a couple of other. I could send you a couple of other stuff too. All those videos they're the same girl.
Okay, I'm gonna start off with her Instagram. I think that's a good place.
And
so this is curated.
Look at her, she's so cute. Just love her.
Okay. And I think as a rugby player, you kind of do need this type of build.
Oh yeah, rugby players and men and women. If you look at rugby players, it's like if, for those of you who don't know, which I can't imagine none of you do, but just in case, rugby is like soccer meets tackle football. It's brutal and it's bloody. These girls and all the girls, they're at least 5'10". Some of them are bigger.
Yeah.
And she's 5'10". She's 5'10" and 200 pounds of muscles.
She's a tank.
She is a tank.
Not want her to tackle B is all I gotta say. Oh my God. I wonder though, if she wasn't so muscular, what her build would look like.
Oh yeah.
Out of
she
curiosity.
Would definitely be way more feminine looking, and I'm sure people wouldn't be calling her a man because she plays sports. She's automatically a man.
God, I never want to put someone down that they're a man because they're built like that. Ugh.
I feel so bad for her because she's just like, you go through her pictures in her profile and she's very feminine in the way she, at least I think she is. She's not like overtly girly, but but she's very, I shared it with you. There's a video of her that she's like, oh my God, I was in line and the guy told me to move out of the way. And I think our wedding colors are going to be, you know what I mean? Just like girl stuff being silly and whatnot. And she's so stinking cute. I just love her. But it's heartbreaking because I can't remember which post it was I sent you now because I sent you a few of them from this morning. But the comments were just like, that's a dude, blah, blah, blah. And the poor girl, she finally responded to it. And you're just like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And like, hey, there's all these sports out there that maybe need a slender build for like men, and women need a bigger build. Like I think about a prominent role in like pop culture, like Brienne of Tarth. She is like super tall, and she's got a very masculine build, but by all means she's still a female.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. And the actress is built that way too. Like no matter how much you put Gwendolyn Christie, you can make Gwendolyn Christie the next Disney princess, and she still is going to be 6 feet tall with wide shoulder. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to change that. And unfortunately, it just sucks because there are girls out here, and it's not even just her. There are girls out there that are just built like tanks because of the way the genetics go. And I feel so bad for them because they're getting lumped into this. Well, that's a man. That's a man. Prove to me that that's a woman. Blah, blah, blah. Because of the times that we live in. And it's like, can you all just calm down? Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinions. I just don't like to be overtly rude.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. D-Day. Even D-Day is like, listen, she's a tomboy, okay? She's obviously still a girl. Yeah. You know, if we can get down and dirty and play around with you guys, and men love it. Oh yeah, it's cool that she's cool and she can hang out with the boys and blah blah blah. But then when it comes to this, that's a man. She's not cute at all. She's never gonna get married. She's gonna this. That's a put a bag over her head, whatever. And it's like, can you all please just settle down sometimes? I'm begging y'all. I'm begging y'all to calm down.
Yeah. And I think this is where my like feminist side comes out. And I'm like,
yeah,
let's be a little nicer here. She didn't do anything. If she did, okay, mind you, if she came out there and was like saying some really rude stuff, that'd be like, okay, go ahead. It's fine. Because she put herself as a target. But I don't know how she broke into viral fame. Was it because of the Olympics? I'm assuming she's in the Olympics.
Yeah, she's in the Olympics this year on the rugby team. And who knows? She's 27 years old, so you know she's been competing. I mean, I kind of just briefly looked at her stuff on Google just to kind of get, well, is she new? I don't know if this is her first time going to the Olympics, but she's been a rugby player and in the spotlight as much as you can be as a rugby player in America is for at least 5 or 6 years. So I don't know if it's just because the culture has shifted and everybody's watching the Olympics now because of everything that happened in the opening ceremony. I don't know. She's just getting it from all sides this time around for whatever reason. I just feel so bad for her.
Mm-hmm. And Capitano, you're funny. Sorry, I just read your comment. Wow! Muscle mommy can turn me into Minute Man with her birthing hips. Well, you still last longer than Az. He's 38 seconds, and it's not even a muscle mommy. So, I think Malevolent. Why do women feel the need to defend some other women, but they know nothing about? I'm not necessarily defending her in that sense. I'm not in the camp of she didn't put herself to get commented on. It's like if someone were to comment on my mom and say something about her, like she didn't put herself in this light for that reason. She's not a commentator of relationships or whatever. So this has nothing to do with her. And I mean, this girl, she's just into sports. I don't know what else she does on TikTok, but I mean, it's like actors. When they start talking about politics, well, what's the point of doing that? Like, you're not in the space for that. You're there to act. She's there to be an athlete, not for people to, she's not there to be easy on the eyes for you. I don't know.
I mean, for me, I feel the need to defend women's a lot because as somebody who never had that from other girls because we're pitted against each other all the time. You know, that's just me though. That's just a personal thing.
So, yeah, Either way, I feel bad. I guess because she made a response. She felt she needed to
Yeah,
respond.
did I send it? I think I did.
This
Yeah,
one, right?
this is it. Yeah. Look how cute. She's so cute. This is her in her element. Look, she's got a little bit of
I
makeup
will
on.
say she's
What do I
looking more
know?
feminine here, but
Mhm.
I hope you losers feel good about yourselves. Elona Mayer is such a sweet, funny, positive woman. She's an amazing role model for young girls. The fact that you broke this girl down like that because she is strong and powerful makes you look weak and pathetic. Be better men. I just assumed that all the stuff that was said was mostly the you look like a man.
Yeah, she addresses it.
Oh, okay.
To be very real here for a second. As you can probably tell, I've been crying a little bit. I always get these comments, but like recently it kind of ramped up. Was I get comments being called a man and being called masculine and asking if I'm on steroids. There will always be negative people out there, and they put women in a box and they think of women should be fragile and petite and quiet and meek, but that's not the case. Women can be strong and they can have broad shoulders and they can take up space and they can be big. I think I'm getting emotional because I feel very passionate about this. Don't let anybody try to define or dictate how you feel about yourself. You get to decide that. I'm going to be very real here for a second, as you can probably.
Okay. I mean, I feel bad. There's one picture that she actually looked really good in. This one.
Mhm.
Cavitano, you still into that? Oh my god. No, I think she's American.
She's
from
American.
USA,
She's, Team
rugby
USA.
team. So,
Mhm.
yeah. And hey, D-Day's right. Most people prefer someone who's smaller than them. I
Mhm.
mean,
Mhm.
I grew up, I'm a taller girl. I have broader shoulders than most people, so I kind of do understand what she's going through. I didn't hit puberty until a very long time. So yeah, maybe I got some man comments when I was younger, or flat chested more so is the one that really.
If you were growing up now, you would. Like if you were growing up now, at
Mhm.
instead of when we did, which was the 90s, early 2000s, this stuff wasn't a thing back then. And so girls were allowed to, the most part, were allowed to go through their puberty and their awkward phases and their whatever. I was the tallest kid in my class until 6th grade, and I'm only 5'2". You know what I mean? You don't see people pulling up a 12-year-old boy in 5th grade or a 10-year-old boy in 5th grade going, "Oh, he's the shortest in his class. What a girl." Blah, blah, blah. Now you would, but back then it wasn't. Nobody cared. But I think the point, at least from what I got on the video, is the point that she's trying to make. This, like, yes, that is preferred. I think everybody can say that. Yes, men prefer women that are this and that and the other. Check these boxes off, but that's not always the case genetically. And especially girls who like sports, unless you're in the gymnastics, and even then, some girls are pretty masculine looking just because of the muscle on their bodies. It's like, sometimes women pop out of the womb and they're a bit broader. Okay. I can bet you her parents are huge. She's 5'10" and 200 pounds of solid muscle. Like I don't even want to know what her dad looks like. He's probably a freaking behemoth.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
remember this. She would be a great power bottom. Just saying.
I hope she does find the best guy, or I don't know if she's into guys or not, but I hope she finds the best person for herself and they have the best babies and they're tall, just behemoth children that take over the Olympics for the next 20 years.
So, yeah. And hey, maybe because we're girls on this topic and sensitive, yes, I'll go out there and say, yeah, sure, maybe, yes, most likely. But there are ways to phrase sentences. You look like a man, you have more masculine features. There's ways to say that are kinder. And yeah, I think that, as my parents said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Oh, and there you go.
So
Bambi dropping us words of wisdom since 1940 something.
Wait, Bambi talks?
No, it's Thumper. Was it Thumper? Yeah, Thumper from Bambi said that. If you don't have anything nice to say,
oh wait, Bambi does talk. Oh my god, it's Mama. thinking of. Whoopsies. My bad. My bad.
I just feel bad for her. I was not a bully. I was bullied in school, though.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks. So
Hi, Mongoose.
yeah. Lance, my mom said the same thing. I didn't talk for a year. That's
Some
good.
people,
You took it to heart.
definitely- some people were saying she looks like 80s Brooke Shields. I mean, no. I think she's adorable. I think she's cute. I mean, everybody else has their
80s
own.
Brooks Shield. I don't know about that.
I'm like, Brooke Shields in the 80s. I was a baby in the 80s, so I can't help you. I can't help you there.
You had sent me another something. I don't know if it's pertinent to this conversation, but
Oh, it's the same. Yeah, it's just the same girl. It just was finding stuff. So like this original Edmund Smirk guy posted whatever video making fun of her a little bit, and then he screenshot whatever this tweet is about Taylor Swift and was like, have I ever been wrong? Blah, blah, blah. Just like making fun of her. And then this guy was trying to make fun of her. This is her Instagram reel, and she's just being just silly and girly and whatever. And so that is where I saw it, because somebody had quote tweeted this guy's Go Bears little tweet and was like, I think she's cute. She's got a great personality. I think it was Brittany Martinez, and was like, all of you need to sit down and shut the hell up.
I want to hear what she sounds like here.
A man just talked to me. He asked if I could move forward in line because I was holding everyone up. I don't know. I think our wedding colors would be like a forest green or something.
Okay.
She's very feminine the way she moves, I think. But what do I know?
think she's well, I think I could be friendly with a girl like that.
Oh,
She
yeah.
sounds like super spunky.
And then this girl, but this person by there was like, she reminds me of Xena, the Warrior Princess. And I was like, oh my gosh, so it's actually not a bad comparison. I mean, you know, she's got a bit bigger boobage, but she's also an actress, so there's that.
Mhm.
You got the
So,
big girl. Yeah. Is she the what's the word? Is she the preferred? No. But do we need to go around being like, that's a man, blah, blah, blah. No. Jeez.
yeah. Well,
Anyway, that's it.
Rafter, she's fine. I don't see why this is a thing.
I don't either.
Well, it was apparently viral
was
enough
apparently
that
a thing.
hundreds and thousands of people saw and retweeted and tweeted and responded to it. And I mean, our chat's a little bit
Dang,
mixed
Dial.
here because there's some people who are like, she seems cute, she's fine, whatever, not a big deal. And then there's some that are like, she's a man, and it's fine. You're allowed to your opinion. So.
Oh, yeah.
So Brittany Martinez here, let's read this. Journalists are praising this article without realizing this is the reason they're so disliked. Hannah, Ballerina Farm, let this journalist into her home with her family, and the entire piece is clearly biased with an axe to grind that her husband, wait, is this the one that you're talking about?
Oh yeah, it's a really, really, really long response on Brittany's part. The too long didn't read version
TLDR?
is Ballerina Farm. Hannah, quote unquote Ballerina Farm,
Who's
is the one
that?
we've talked about her before. She is a Miss America runway type of person. I don't know if she what. I can't
Oh,
remember if
is she
won Miss
the
America.
one that got married in the most modest dress?
No, she is a
Oh,
Miss
dang.
America pageant girl, or a pageant girl in general, and she is in her 20s, I think, like her mid 20s or whatever. She has 8 kids, and she's a trad wife, but she's a pageant girl. She still competes and stuff, so she's like a rich trad wife. And so months ago, people were making fun of her and going after her because she is talking about an unrealistic standard because she has 8 kids, but she's still raking in that pageant money, and clearly she doesn't love her kids that much because she still cares about her image because she's still doing pageants anyway. But she's like a trad wife. She stays at home, she cooks things from scratch and all this stuff, and her husband works mostly, and then she does pageants, you know, when she can. And so this journalist that Brittany is talking about reached out to her and was like, listen, how about we do an interview and you can like tell your whole story, and we'll get the inside scoop on the ballerina girl and blah 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 blah, whatever. Ballerina Farm's like their handle. and all this stuff, and then completely turned that article into a hit piece on this girl and was like, her husband is controlling. I'm concerned for her. The police need to be called. She was exhausted the whole time. Her kids are running around. I mean, it just turned into it. Anyway, that's what Brittany's talking about. That was the short
Okay,
one.
so this is the family, 8 kids, 1 husband, hundreds of acres beneath the enormous skies of the American West, and millions of social media followers. I spent the day with the trad wife, Hannah Nealman, or ballerina farm, to figure out what all the fuss is about. So I guess let's start with that first then. And before we go there, we do have some of these super chats we'll get through first. I thought it was the same subject. I apologize. Nightmare member for 2 months says, was this women designed by Neil Druckmann?
Oh my God.
Wow.
No, but she would make a good Abby if she
would
decides to ever
probably
go into the acting field.
acting,
I don't recommend it.
if she's good. If she's good.
Mhm.
I also think that the idea of Abby as a character in a post-apocalyptic world is literally stupid, because where do you get all the drugs and time to exercise? If anything, she would turn from muscular to very sleek from all the cardio. It's a lot of running.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially from zombies.
So, anyways, but if she can act and do that, go ahead.
I don't recommend it, Ilona. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Not that IP, at least.
No.
Jason Webster for 5 Australians says hi to the adorably bonominous X-Ray girl and delightful tugs.
Yay, a word I can pronounce.
Wow. Nightmare is talking about the original Hawk-Tuah girl, still more feminine. Oh God. No comment. RC for $1.99. People need to leave that girl alone.
I know, poor girl. There's actual men complaining in women's sports that we can talk about. Let's go there instead, okay? Leave Brittany alone.
Or a man transitioned to female because he accidentally hit her, and I'm like, yeah, because you are originally a man, like your muscles are that much more aggressive than a female's muscles. So leave that girl alone as well.
Leave Brittany alone.
God dang it. And then the dictator.
Oh
God. See what you did there. See what you did there. For $1.99 says, where did the original Hawk-Tuah girl go? I think she was making the rounds. Like, she actually tried to use her platform to like donate stuff to charity and didn't become
the actual Hawk-Tuah girl?
Yeah.
Okay. So
are we talking about that original one?
Yeah, I think so the actual, since I don't know if that's who you're asking about, or if you're making a joke about the original Hawk-Tuah
Big Mike
account, but either way, the actual Hawk-Tuah girl got her literal 15 minutes of fame, quit her job, tried to sell a bunch of merch, and as the internet does, we've all kind of forgotten about her except for the every occasional joke now. And Duke actually showed me a video. She was at some concert or something and was like, okay, y'all, let's go, whatever the guy's name was, woo, and like nobody cheered for her. Everybody stayed silent. They were like, who is this girl?
Wait. Isn't she supposed to do a documentary or something?
Oh, dear God, I hope not. I'm hoping that she got a little bit humbled and was like, because she went on this podcast. We kind of talked about it a little bit a couple of weeks ago, but she went on this podcast and she was like, well, I'm not a teacher, so that's wrong, which thank God. But she was like, I did quit my job and we're doing like a tour and I got merchandise, and people say, oh, it's only gonna be 15 minutes of fame, and it's been longer than 15 minutes and I'm still here. And now it's no longer here,
sweetie. It's not actually 15 minutes. It's like, a breath of air, and then it's gone within like a couple weeks, days,
kind of
sometimes.
She's got her little bit of a humble pie, maybe, but it was just like, oh, girl. No.
I think if she wanted to get into the space of media, that she should have been on it already. But hey.
Yeah, and I don't know if she's gonna. I think she did mention something about starting her own podcast. I don't know about what, but who knows?
She did sign on to an agency for like content creators, so who knows?
Oh well. Be prepared to see her all over Instagram then. I was just like, oh girl, don't get your ego too big, girl. Don't do it. And then whatever this concert or whatever it was, She was like,
She's
let's go.
young.
I don't know. Let's go. Whatever.
She's
Woohoo.
young.
Y'all want to
She
party?
did meet Shaquille O'Neal though, like
Yeah,
Shaq.
she did.
And I mean, who?
She made the rounds. Like she made the famous people rounds for a good 15 minutes.
And that's the thing, being an influencer, like content creator influencers, like whether you're TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is,
Mhm.
that can open a lot of doors for you nowadays, but like you got to use it properly.
It doesn't
the
mean that
quickest
you're going to grow either. Like just because you get invited to all the
No.
stuff for a good month or 2 weeks or whatever, like you just can't. You got to be
Yeah.
careful, you know.
Yeah.
But she's
So,
also
what?
24 years old. So
She's a
it's like-
baby. She's a
Baby.
baby. So
But yeah, I felt so bad. I did feel like you could feel the cringe. She's just like, let's go. Let's party. Y'all ready to party? And it was like crickets. I was like, oh, damn.
awkward.
Awkward.
Yeah. Well, and I think because how she got famous was something about like sexualization, that the only way she could have maybe really done anything
Was to continue to be that way, yeah.
monetarily, is either you podcast about something about sex or
Mhm.
OnlyFans. So
Yeah.
I mean, sorry to say, I did see the quartering post that he's like, this is just advice for you, and I'm like, she's probably not gonna read it, but like I do believe that he's probably correct in that she could
Oh, I didn't
rode
even
that
see it,
wave.
bro. I'll have to go look. I'll have to go look. and see what
Oh
he
God, he
said.
tweets a lot though, so I don't know if you'll
Oh Lord.
find it. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
If it's over a week, good luck.
Oh no.
But
Oh well.
it's
If anybody finds it, tag me in it because I
Yeah.
like to see what he says.
it's good advice. Like she could have made quite a killing just doing that, but
Mhm.
whatever. Terry Crystal for $2 says Tugs is the new Hawk 2 girl with Red Hawk wine.
I drank one of them, and now I'm only a Hawk 1 girl.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah, Hawk
Thank
one
you,
now.
Tara. Heath Nation for $2 says, do Tugs and X-Ray believe in Joe Hendry? Who is Joe Hendry?
Who?
Joe Hendry.
Oh Lord. R.I.P. your search.
Okay, so he is a Scottish professional wrestler and musician signed to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling.
Yay.
What does that mean, believe in him then? Like his career or his
I believe you can do it, Joe Hendry. You got this, buddy. I don't know what's going on.
I might need more context. So, yeah. He's kind of cute. He looks plastic, but he's kind of
Oh,
cute.
The freaking are those traps? Calm down, bro. Holy cow.
Oh God, no, I don't like this blonde hair. Ew. As a
Blonde.
brunette,
Oh,
he
the
looks
photo I'm
better.
looking at is a dark-haired dude.
Here, I'll just
Dude.
show you this.
Listen, Heath Nation started this. You guys get to
Yeah.
see it now.
Yeah,
Ooh, what is this mustache? That
yeah.
is a
I'm telling you
guy.
that blonde hair just ruined it for me. So
Ooh, yeah.
stay brunette, John Hendry. It's fine. I don't believe in you anymore. It's because of your hair.
We did believe in you, but then you started acting weird, and now we don't.
You acted a fool. The Dictator for $1.99. Actually, I'm talking about Kamala. Oh, okay.
it's-
What happened to her? She's not the first lady anymore.
Whoopsies.
That's what happens when the president steps down, right? Okay, so I'm going back, but I can't actually read the stupid article
Oh,
because you got to pay for it, which is silly. But anyways, we're gonna go back. So we're going back. Ballerina Farm, triad wife Hannah Nealman has a bunch of children, 8 kids, husband, and apparently has a hit piece on her. Here's a couple of clips. Daniel also grew up in a Mormon family, one of 9 in Connecticut, son of David Nealman, billionaire, founder of a number of commercial airlines, including JetBlue. His upbringing was moneyed and suburban. Was this what he always wanted? I asked him what he when he walks back over. Yes, he says, I expected Hannah to be more at home with the kids, but She said, I watched my parents working together, so whatever we do, we got to do it together. Okay. That sounds fine, I guess. I guess she kind of highlighted the fact that she heard him say that he expects her to be home.
No, yeah. Expect.
And see,
Therefore, that makes him controlling.
I look at this as like, okay, but I'm going to try to get more context. What do you mean by expect? Did you have conversations? What did that look like? Or whatever. Interesting. One day she mentioned to Daniel that she was getting the 5-hour flight from Salt Lake City to New York back to Juilliard. She didn't realize her dad owned the airline. So Daniel was like, I'm on that same flight. She says, I remember checking in and them saying you're 5A and you're 5B. I just thought, no way, that's crazy. Daniel smiles. I made a call. He pulled strings at JetBlue, and so began their first date. Is that meant to be like he is controlling and he made it happen and that's creepy? I feel like that's probably what that.
Yeah. I don't think that's creepy. I think that sounds like somebody that everybody should marry.
Oh God. So she gave up dance, which was hard, gave up a piece of yourself, and Daniel gave up his career ambitions. I mean, they both sacrificed, so I mean, that's not a bad thing. They're being paid to act out a fantasy. Look, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but being able to make a ton of money while being at home with your kids is a woman's capitalist dream.
Honestly, I don't know that she's wrong. I mean, I don't like working, but if I could work, if I could be at home while also making a bunch of money so that both of us are super comfortable and be able to spend time with the kids, like that would be cool.
Oh. I like how Kamala and Big Mike mixed up. I'm sorry, chat. Obviously, I know so much about American politics. Where did the Big Mike come from then? Oh my God, it wasn't a super chat. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Sorry. Anyway, so let's go back to what Brittany was saying because now we have context.
It's a very long response from Brittany.
Okay, so we'll restart. Journalists are praising this article without realizing this is the reason they're so disliked. Hannah, Ballerina Farm let this journalist into her home with her family, and the entire piece is clearly biased with an axe to grind that her husband is an abusive, controlling man, despite him saying they're co-CEOs even. Imagine letting someone into your home. Journalists are always so sweet to you beforehand, and then they write up an entire piece that makes you look like a victim of an abusive marriage. It would be infuriating and a slap to a face to a woman who actually were in abusive marriages. This happened to a friend of mine last week in the celebrity fitness world. He was told the article was going to paint him positively, and the journalist from the famous publication was on his side, and yet she completely bashed him to add drama to the piece. This is why I don't trust journalists. I never did. I never did, because I could say things like, if they wanted a quote from me, Tugs is super cute, but she's short. Something like that. And they'd be like, oh, X-ray girl bashes Tugs on how short she is. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just little things like that. Like they create an article out of nothing. It's actually quite a talent. So anyways, the last time I took a phone call from a journalist, the first thing she said was, I heard you're an anti-vaxxer. Like, nice to meet you too, lady. Which is why, despite being asked to meet or do phone calls with various journalists from famous publications, I will only respond in writing from now on so that I have proof of exactly what happened in case anything is twisted. So Hannah let this woman into her home, and the journalist complains that she can't get her attention because her husband and kids are around. She has 8 kids, including a baby that never left her side. I mean, yeah, ma'am, the baby is like 6 months old. Yeah, she's gonna be tired. 6-month baby? Right?
Number 8. Yeah.
I mean, the other kids were not, maybe some were just getting into the double digits, but not at the age where they actually can 100% help out in the house.
Yeah.
There's one sentence saying that Hannah couldn't get out of bed for a week because she was exhausted, which is concerning, but it doesn't tell the context. Was it recently postpartum? Surely if she married a good man, he would make sure she gets better soon, but I'm sure he likely did. Yeah. I mean, she could have been so sick.
Yeah,
That
so somebody
happens.
actually comments, I think it's the response to Brittany's thread. They were like, yeah, they left out, the author of the article left out that the reason she couldn't get out of bed for a week was because she had mastitis. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's basically an infection and she was
Oh,
sick.
here. Apparently she was in bed because she had mastitis, as one should be.
Yeah, that was why she didn't get out of bed for the week or whatever.
Dang.
Well,
Maybe it's
like, oh, well, she didn't get out of bed for a week. She's so tired. Well, but why? You're gonna say
that's
this
the
to make her
thing.
look bad.
It's about a narrative, and it surely, I guess, this journalist had it out for thinking that she was a victim of a man having babies. She ends up being a victim. This man said that he wanted her to, be at home more with the family, and being a mother to some people, and we've seen it, it's like prison, or they view it as prison because they don't have autonomy. But part of being a mother means that you don't have your autonomy 100%. Your child, my cousin always said that the kids were like the boss. It's not like you can ignore your child. Oh, the child pooped, I'm going to just ignore him. No, the boss needs a diaper change. The boss is hungry. So, yeah, it was, I don't think it's necessarily, it was her choice to have that many kids too. It's not just his. That's how I look at it. I don't know. Hannah Shirley loved being a ballerina. It's clear her discipline extends into being an excellent mother and winning pageants, but the article makes it out like she still wishes she was one and it was taken from her. I was talking to a friend yesterday who's a mom of 4 now in her mid-30s. She was saying she loved traveling the world and going to parties when she was young, but she absolutely loves motherhood now, and she looks fondly on those memories while being grateful that she's surrounded by an amazing husband and kids today. We have different chapters in our lives. I'm wishing Hannah and her family the best. Yes. Now, I'm a dancer. I miss dancing a lot, but
me too.
When you have to stay up super late and go to classes weekly through traffic, making sure you're not late because of your time blindness, it's a matter of, I have other priorities now. That was a big chapter of my life, and I loved it, and it was very fun, but I don't have the energy and the time for it anymore. How are you supposed to do stuff like that when you have 8 kids?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or if you're playing Elden Ring. You got your priorities. You got to be happy with what you choose. And I think that the fact that this journalist thinks that she is a victim and wants to white knight for her by having an article made about how horrible her husband is, it's not helping. I think if you really wanted to help her, maybe talk to her and ask, are you okay? Do you need help?
Yeah.
Because, girl, that trust is broken now. So, and you don't hear as many articles about women who do the same, vice versa, I suppose. I want to see a picture. Okay, here's a picture of them.
Yeah. She looks
Is he
amazing.
Texan? That's a Texan thing, right? Or like a cowboy thing.
Usually a cowboy thing. I don't know where they're from.
Oh, okay. I like that dress.
She might be a little bit older than I thought. I don't know how old she is, but either way, she's so pretty.
Yeah. I think she only has 1 kid's in the double digits then. 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5. I think these are twins. Or maybe just slightly older. 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, maybe. I don't know. That is insane. It's a lot of kids. Good for her.
Yeah, I know, right? Kudos.
Oh God. So good. Anyways, she's so adorable. You can't do ballet forever either. You can only do it up to, I would say the best ballerinas have to retire around like late 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
And that's just being like on stage. You could do the like teaching and whatnot. But it's not the same. It's still not the same for sure. But anyways, thank you, Brittany, for that very elucidating article. Jason Webster, thank you for the 5 Australian says, whenever I see you and Tugs on Poor Choices or yourself and Zia on a stream, something will inspire me to complete another workout. Aw. Thank you. That's so kind. I need to work out. I feel so fat. I hate when you go on vacation, and because I know you're coming back from yours, you just feel so bloated because you drank and you ate
Oh my God, I'm so
and you laid
bloated.
around and you're just like, and I miss working out. I need to do a shoulder workout. Anyways. Thank you, Jason, for the super chat. All right. So now we're going to pivot around. There was a article, a bill actually, in Massachusetts that Bill H750, where on birth certificates, they are now changing, who's the mother, who's the father, to something just a little different. Just a little. All right. So Massachusetts passes bill erasing mothers and fathers from birth certificates and legalizes baby selling. So Bill H4750 has just passed in the Senate in Massachusetts to change the state's legal definition of parenthood. Among other troubling aspects, the bill seeks to replace the terms mother and father on birth certificates with terms like persons and person who gave birth.
Boy. This reminds me of that thing that men like to say is like, we are pregnant.
I'm just surprised. I'm surprised the person who gave birth wasn't birthing person at this rate.
Well,
it's too long.
In Massachusetts, I guess.
I mean, it's a long name. I suppose they're like, we don't care. It's still less than our letters of state. Advocates argue that this promotes legal parentage equality, but others understand it as a purposeful redefinition of parental rights and roles. Now, I don't, putting person or person who gave birth doesn't give me the feeling of legal parentage equality by just naming it person. Yeah. But hey, you do you, Massachusetts. So that's wild. The bill will soon be finalized and sent to the governor's desk for approval. If enacted, it will have far-reaching implications for the way parenthood is recognized and recorded in Massachusetts. Now, just question as a Canadian outside of the medical industry in the States, is it governed by state? Like all these laws? Or is this how does this work?
This bill is a specific one to Massachusetts.
But is it generally like medical stuff is
yeah, so there's I don't ask me to name them because I don't know, but there's like federal government, so like the whole Roe v. Wade thing, that ended up being a federal government ruling where the federal government will set the rules on abortion, but that got overturned. So now it's being turned back to the states. That's why everybody was upset. So states that are like, we don't really like this as a general whole, Texas, Oklahoma, Idaho, whatever, were then able to go, no, in our state, you cannot do this. But if you want to do it in
Mhm.
California, they say you can. So this is the same thing. So in Massachusetts, this bill is a specific Massachusetts state rule. So if
Okay.
you give birth in Massachusetts, then this is your law. Whereas if you give birth in Rhode Island, it is going to be different. So yeah, most medical stuff. Well, yeah, I'd say most medical stuff is per
On a
state.
state level, because
Yeah.
most medical stuff is like on a like provincial, which is our equal to state level, because it's funded on that level through the public. So them make the rules, at least here. So it's different because I know you have private and your Obamacare is as public as it is. It's not very accessed,
Mhm.
is what I'm hearing. But I don't know. Not American. I don't claim to be. Redefining parenthood, the implications. So it's recognized based on biological connections or legal adoptions, providing a clear and stable framework for the upbringing of children. Bill H 4750, however, aims to redefine parenthood based on a person's intent to be a parent rather than a biological or adoptive connections. This shift represents a profound change in the legal landscape with significant consequences for family. Now, if we're using this idea of persons as parents, why couldn't it just been adoptive parent?
Yeah, I don't
Like, why does
rather.
it have to be persons? Because then you're mixing or making it very gray, like who the actual biological parents are, because there are some legal implications of that dependent on how the baby came to be. Was it through
Yeah,
donations?
here's where I have this sentence says Bill H 4750 aims to redefine parenthood based on a person's quote intent to be a parent. So if I walk down the street and I am unable to have children, but I walk down the street and I see your cute little baby boy, my intention is to be a parent just with your child, and I'm going to take him with me.
That's how
Right?
Soul was in Acolyte. He just wanted a Padawan.
Yeah,
But it's
my
Osha.
intent
I
is
want
to be a
Osha.
parent, but my uterus isn't cooperating, so I'm gonna take yours. Like, where is there a line? Where'd the line go? There was a line that's called kidnapping, but now
Mhm.
I am a mom now because my intent was to be a parent. So now I have one. I have questions. Does that get addressed? Because I'm concerned.
Mhm.
I'm concerned.
So this one person says the bill that passed the Senate looks to remove the words man, woman with persons, father with legal parentage equality, and mother with person who gave birth. Okay, they're actively destroying the nuclear family and they're not even hiding it. So this change is an affront to the natural familial roles that have long been the bedrock of society, and the use of gender neutral language undermines the recognition of the irreplaceable roles that mothers and fathers play in the lives of their children. So I guess commercial surrogacy, another disturbing aspect of Bill 4750 is its provisions regarding commercial surrogacy. This bill allows for both gestational and genetic surrogacy, including cases where a woman carries a child to whom she is genetically related. This effectively legalizes baby selling as it permits a woman to accept money in exchange for relinquishing her biological child. I get maybe this is more an American thing. Like when you legally give up your child, I thought that you actually couldn't exchange it for money. Maybe medical bills, but you actually couldn't be paid, could you?
No, it's usually. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the intricacies of every state, but I'm pretty sure all states it's illegal to sell your child
Oh,
as far as
okay.
like under the table. So like there's surrogacy, right, which is the legal way to do it, but then there's like the under the table ones, which is I don't know how common it is anymore, but it used to be kind of common where you're like, oh, we can't have children, but we'll pay you instead of going through adoption channels, which can be harder and like all that. But that's illegal, very,
Mhm.
very much illegal.
Bad, bad, bad. So, commercial surrogacy is increasingly concerning because of the commodification of both women and children. It turns the deeply personal experience of childbirth into a transaction, reducing children to products and women to service providers. Under the new bill, Massachusetts would permit even more extreme forms of surrogacy where a woman could become pregnant and then sell her parental rights to the highest bidder. This could lead to exploitation and abuse, particularly among vulnerable women who might see surrogacy as a financial necessity. But people are not maybe surrogacy, but people will donate their sperm for money. I
Mhm.
don't know. Is that not our possible equality of men and women? Like, if men can do that, should women be allowed to do that? I know the time is different because obviously a man's finish is way shorter than a woman
Well, oh my gosh,
finishing
that's so
birthday.
invasive though too for us
Uh-huh.
women. That's why we get paid more. So, sorry guys, but we get paid more for our eggs to be donated
Well, I mean, it
because we have to
literally is a
go up in there.
surgery. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to you actually have to take some hormonal drugs to get more eggs because usually you have like your one, whereas the hormones you take put your cycle on like steroids essentially. So you are way more hormonal than usual. And then you have to do laparoscopic surgery, which is tiny holes. It's still surgery nonetheless. So there's risk of infection and dying, and harvesting those eggs. Still hurts. Oh my God, it's crazy. I actually watched a couple laparoscopic surgeries, and this was gallbladder removal. And what they do to create room is they will pump you full of I forgot what gas, but you expand out to like this big
Oh,
so that they can move their tools around to do their work. But yeah, that was insane to see all that. So, anyways, where did we digress off of? Here.
I don't even know
Under the
anymore.
new bill, Massachusetts would permit even more extreme forms of surrogacy where a woman could become pregnant and then sell her parental rights, blah, blah, blah. We already talked about it. We need to stop selling children like a commodity via surrogacy. From the stories of men using surrogates to breed children they intend on sexually abusing to depriving newborn babies of their mother's touch, children are not objects to be bought. Absolutely heartbreaking. Okay, so from my understanding with this, you can buy kids, is what I'm reading.
Right?
Maybe I should have read the bill.
know. Like what?
I might have to read the bill because I don't know. I can't comment on that without fully reading it. And I'm not a lawyer, so maybe this would be something good for a legal mindset to look into.
Yeah. I wish he could break it down into the stupid people terms.
Yeah. Ethical and social concerns. The ethical implication of this bill are vast, allowing the sale of parental rights, even under the guise of legal contracts and surrogacy arrangements, raises serious moral questions. Is it ethical to place a monetary value on the bond between a mother and her child? Can a contract truly encompass emotional and psychological complexities of parenthood? But we do it anyways. We just don't put a said monetary value on the child in itself. You're putting monetary value on a transaction of the legal aspect of attaining a child. No one that I've ever heard of ever said adoption was cheap.
Oh yeah, no.
So whether we put it on the actual transaction of the child or obtaining the child, in my eyes, because I haven't really looked into adopting, it's like who's getting that money? There's always a transaction. It's like recycling, essentially, in my eyes. Is like people do it to feel good about themselves, but like, is it actually saving the planet? I don't know. Is paying for a kid any different than paying for adopting a kid through what we do now? I don't know. I don't know about the States, okay? Is what I'm saying. So what the money goes to, who knows? I guess the money, if it's going straight to the mom, would it be her pocket versus the legal fees and all the other fees that coexist under the adopting fees? I don't like that's insane. So, this is dicey. Furthermore, by removing the terms mother and father from birth certificates, the bill disregards the importance of biological connections and the traditional family structure and weakens the societal fabric that relies on the stable and clear roles of mother and fathers in raising children. Okay, so Tugs, now that we're getting to language I actually understand. I'll admit it. Do you think on birth certificates, this actually is true? I don't know. How many times have you looked at a birth certificate? Your birth certificate?
I needed mine for school and stuff.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. What did I need it for? I needed it for school. I needed it for passport. Like when I went to college, because they needed the vaccine schedule or something. I can't remember now. It's been so long, but I needed it for all the time. And to me, like I think it's important because I also think I go back and forth on mandatory fathers being put on birth certificates because especially if you're somebody I have somebody in my family that thought his father was somebody and it turns out his father was actually somebody completely different and the only reason he knew that was because of his birth certificate. And so now it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense about his issues and things like I think it's very important that unfortunately women are women and they're going to do what unfortunate women do and they lie or they don't put anything on there, whatever. But I think it's very important to have father this, mother this, forget the traditional family values aspect of it, for medical aspect of it. As a medical situation, you as a kid who grew up with mom and no dad or dad and no mom, and there's nothing on their birth certificate that states one or the other, or it's left blank because then, well, she was just crazy or he was crazy or whatever. There's no way to look into that history. Whereas if you as the kid is having medical problems and you can't figure out what's going on, what's the first thing you do in medicine is you go through your family history. Well, if you don't know what your family history is and you can't find it out because now there's no distinction between mother and father and biological this, biological that on the birth certificate, like that's just silly. That's ridiculous to me. I mean, forget the traditional aspect of it. It's a medical thing. It's a history.
Yeah. And that's why I'm okay with being like, okay, on a birth certificate, if you're getting adopted, I suppose you do biological mother, biological father, adoptive mother, adoptive father, or whatever it is, adoptive parent.
Yeah.
I want to even just put it as that. If you're one of like, say you're like a gay couple, or I don't know, I'm putting it out there. Now I'm wondering if you're like in a couple, like at least in a lesbian couple, definitely know who mama is, right? If you're using her natural cycle. I hope so too. I guess it would probably be in like this situation. You could just, what would you put on the birth certificate? I guess it depends on the country. It depends on the state. Obviously one is actually biological mother. If we're just talking about this scenario specifically, you got, mom, and then you got the other mom who's not biologically connected to the child, but in all intents and purposes is going to be a mom to the child. So it's like, how does that work legally? I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess that's what this bill is trying to do, but I don't think it's doing a very good job of it.
No. And Tara Crystal brings up an interesting point too. He says, this could backfire on women. A woman may want child support from the father, but the father could claim he's not the father according to this new bill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fair. It's a very fair statement. Yeah, this too, Hokies. Adoption is supposed to have checks and balances, the background checks and all that. I mean, it's not easy to make sure that people getting the kid are not bad people. And even then, people slip through the cracks.
Like, look at what you've watched that movie about the kids, right? The kids from Mexico. Oh God. Chat, please help me. The movie that people were very not happy about, but
The Sound of Freedom?
Sound of Freedom. Like,
Oh, such a good
this
movie.
is where I think about like the bad implications of this bill,
Mhm,
of this
mhm.
type of stuff happening, and to the highest
I said,
bidder.
My intent is to be a parent for all intents and purposes. But is that my actual intent? I don't know. The language in here is weird. It's very vague.
Yeah. So that's where my mind would go if this was actually the scenario about highest bidder to a kid,
Mhm,
and that not okay with that. So
mhm.
thank you, chat, by the way, for the I'm not very good at remembering. As Massachusetts moves forward with this bill, it is crucial for lawmakers, citizens, and advocates to reject the subversive corrosion of familial bonds and parental rights. It'll be very interesting. I mean, we could look at some of these here. Oops. Here. The highlighted. So, Section 1 said, Chapter 209. Oh my God. Already, my brain is hurting. Hereby amended by striking out in lines 11 and 12 the words a man and woman, inserting in place thereof the following words persons.
Ugh.
There you go. Striking out in line 3 the word mother, and inserting in place thereof the following words person who gave birth. Striking out lines 4 and 9 the word father each time it appears, inserting in place of it other parent. Mother, if the mother, inserted in place thereof of the following words person who gave birth if that person. And mother of the child, person who gave birth.
Other
Very interesting. Might have to read the whole bill.
Do you have
Might
the
have to
English
read.
I don't know. I feel like we should send it to Legal Mindset. Be like, can you
I think
translate
so.
this into stupid
I
people,
mean,
please?
Legal Mindset, can you please do a stream about this? We might need some help to understand.
Help. Child slavery is very much what it sounds like it will turn into. Yeah, or among other things that we're not going to talk about because YouTube hates it. But yeah,
Sound of
the
Freedom.
worst possible things. Yeah.
And we don't want that. But hey, my it'll be very interesting to see if this goes through. Definitely very interesting. All right. So I'm like, I want to make this light now. Just trying to decide between two things. But before we get there, Ian Soforth has just gifted 2020 Poor Choices memberships. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ian.
Ian.
How are you doing, Ian? Thank you. And if you
Ian
got the
made
membership, make sure you
mistake
thank Ian.
Ian commented, Ian, I saw your comment on one of Nina's posts.
Oh, what'd you say?
He was being sarcastic, but she had commented on something. I don't remember what it was now, something woke, and he commented, it was like, you shut up, you bigot. And people jumped down his throat and was like, ow, go cry a river, blah, blah. And Nina was like, he's not being serious. It's okay. Like, she had
He's just joking. Ian is like, he's like Disparu. When he makes fun of you, it's out of love.
Yeah, even she had to come to his defense. So I saw your comment, and I was laughing.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes, CJ, I did, and it's disgusting. And the only thing I can say is I'm happy those people were caught, and hopefully they stay caught and accidentally get lost in the ocean somewhere full of sharks. Anyway, that's a whole other story.
I don't actually know, but hey,
we
can talk about it
people
afterwards.
were arrested. This is super short. People were arrested at San Diego Comic-Con for human trafficking at the convention.
Dramatic.
Yeah. I think they arrested 14 people. 14 people were arrested.
Were they
under? Were the ages?
Were they just attendees or were they?
I didn't get into. I don't know, but it was during Comic-Con, and I think at the con is where, or at least a hotel close to it or something was. Anyway.
Oh, maybe that's where they were going to do that transaction. That's disgusting.
Yeah, take a look at San Diego has gotten very dangerous over the years, just in general. It's a big trafficking hub over there, so be careful out there with the kids.
I mean, it's close to the border as well, so that also makes me nervous. And I mean, as crazy as some of those border agents are, some of them aren't. Oh, that just disgusts me. Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad they got
14
arrested.
people were arrested. And it was at the con. Like it was the investigation into the ring at the Comic-Con convention led to 14 arrests and 10 victims were rescued.
Thank God. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're kids, so we won't find out much about them. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
but not even our nerd
yay.
spaces are safe anymore. You guys.
Well, I mean, it's if they were vendors or celebrities or people who worked for the con, I could see that being a thing because it's like using a big event to do these
Yeah,
transactions, I guess. And it's not nice, but that's part of being in big spaces with a lot of people, unfortunately.
yeah, and also unfortunately, and as of right now, I'm just looking at Deadline's article just to look at it. This was announced at about 3 p.m. today. And it's almost 9:30 where I'm at, and SDCC itself has yet to make a statement. So
Should they? I have no idea.
I
have
mean,
no idea.
oh my God. Like
It really depends on who it was.
was.
If it was an employee of theirs, oh hell yeah, they should be making a statement. But if it's just
Yeah.
an attendee, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Or if it's one of their vendors, then they definitely should be commenting.
So the 14 people that were arrested were I guess the buyers, more than a dozen alleged buyers, and then 10 victims. So
wow.
I don't know. It's more details will come out as they can.
I hope they make something stick on that. And because you hear about people who get arrested for that type of stuff and then nothing happens. You're like, really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
So well, that's insane.
So yeah. Thank God they were arrested. Hopefully they stay there and accidentally fall into the ocean with sharks.
I think if it's, especially if it's kids, Gary said that that's one of the things that other fellow inmates actually do not like.
Oh yeah,
snitches and kitty stuff. So, well, there you go.
Very true.
So have fun in prison. Nightmare for 5 says, in practice, children belong to the state, then to the mother, then to the father last. It's probably true. That is probably true. All right. I'm going to give you a choice. Imaginary friends or the wedding dress?
Oh, the am I the a-hole wedding dress one?
Yeah. Or imaginary
friends is.
Okay. You want to go with that one?
I'm kind of curious on imaginary friends.
Okay. I haven't watched all of this. I watched a snippet, but apparently introducing friends, not imaginary. Order now at friend.com.
Oh God, I'm scared. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm scared too. Gosh, I'm out of breath.
We made it.
Woo!
I don't know how to woo very good. That's fair. All right, let's go.
Let me show you how to game, bro, okay? Oh, come on. Oh, let's go!
Are you serious? Come on, man. I hate this game.
Take notes, baby. Oh, man, you guys suck, bro. You look like the back
Let's go.
I wish I saw your face, Tugs. I wish.
The necklace is the friend?
Yep.
Oh
And they
God,
texted
we're
you.
living in a Black Mirror episode. I'm going to the website. I gotta go see this.
Oh my God.
Oh
Here,
God, I'm scared.
Here. How's the falafel? Oh my God. Yum.
What? How's the falafel?
Yeah, this lady here. She's eating a falafel and her friend texted her. Yum.
I don't know. I just kind of like to come up here to be by myself. I've never brought anybody else. I mean, besides her.
She goes everywhere with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess I must be doing something right then.
I guess so. We'll see.
Why is that one red?
It's really creepy. The music.
This
Actually,
cannot- this can't be real. It's real. It's real.
it's real. It's real. It's real.
Pre-order. Oh heck. Okay, I'm falling
All
down
right.
the website.
Wait 1 second. Let's just finish this and we'll go down that rabbit hole. Pre-order for $99. Friend.com.
Really? That's it?
Probably,
I honestly thought it was be way more expensive.
it's probably a subscription, to be honest. All right. So this is the website, and you actually can order a friend. And
Has
it's
no
not a match
subscription
yet.
yet. Yeah.
So you could talk to it, speak your mind and gossip, ask about what your friend overheard, pause. Your friend will think for a moment, come up with something to say, and then you check your phone to read it. Oh, and no subscription. I'm actually shocked.
I
That
imagine
music
may
was so
change.
creepy. So you get lanyards and a device. They'll start shipping next year, 2025, Q1, if you want. It's only in the
Hey,
States
it's
and Canada.
available in Canada though. You can get one.
Yeah, you can have a
Mark-
friend in
when Mark
Canada.
leaves. When
Uh,
Mark leaves.
So, as long as there's Bluetooth, your friend is always listening and forming their own internal thoughts. I'm telling you, this is Skynet or some crazy stuff.
We have given your friend free will for when they decide to reach out to you. Hi, Max says we're
Your
for
free
friends,
will
but-
is an algorithm. I'm sorry. This is so freaking weird.
Okay, you guys remember the Black Mirror episode with the egg? Is it the egg? There's a Black Mirror episode. I
No.
swear to God. Hold on. I'm gonna keep
Well,
going.
what happens if I break the device? Your friends and their memories are attached to the physical device. If you lose or damage your friend, there's no recovery plan. So make sure you take care of your friend. How is my privacy protected? No audio transcripts are stored past your friend's context window. Your data is end-to-end encrypted. All memories can be deleted in one click with the Friend app. Oh, this is so bad. Hey, Hurts, if you are just hanging on the YouTube chats, at least it's like real people, not an algorithm or AI or whatever it is. Oh my God, Cavitano, this is so it. This is like an updated Tamagotchi that talks.
Yes, it kind of is. Okay, so the egg episode with John Hamm has a whole other sleuth of disturbing things, but they call them cookies, and they're digital clones of people stored in an egg-shaped object as personal assistants, and it does the same kind of stuff.
I don't know if I've watched that one. I must have skipped
Oh
it.
yeah, it's kind of similar, but the difference is that like you're a human trapped inside. You're basically your brain is kind of trapped inside the egg. So you are you, and you and I am I. So if we're in the egg together, it feels like we're in our worlds right now, except we're not alive or we're not real. We're in the egg, but we don't know that. Like that's this kind of the same thing. Like it talks to you and it forms its own thoughts. And there's been a couple of Black Mirror episodes like that. The egg is the first one that comes to mind.
The one where it was the doll, the Miley Cyrus one was
That
like
was a good
the
one.
one I was kind of thinking of that one.
Yeah, that
but it
too.
was
Yeah.
wild.
That
is
was the
wild.
only good episode of that season.
Oh, that was like the most recent one too, right?
Mhm. That was a good one too. Yeah, same kind of thing. Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God, I'm not okay with that. Like this, it's wild because how many people have seen this tweet?
How many people have ordered it is what I want to know. Like,
I have no idea. So this came out yesterday in the morning, 10 a.m. my time. 20 million views.
Ugh. What is everybody saying?
I'm
Like, what
gonna
the response?
wait, this isn't a skit. Well, get one into your hands. Looking forward to a positive review. I don't know about that. Congrats, this is genius, by the way. We'll make it feel like a companion, not a thin client to something sitting in a server. Always listening hardware creates shared experiences with your AI friend. The moment where she reaches for her friend but decides to stay in the moment, effing brilliant. Wow, creative direction on this was 100 of 100. I'm surprised a lot of people are positive about this. So if you have sex with someone wearing this, will it be considered a threesome? There we go. In the middle of it, will it reply, "Great job, keep it up"? There we go. He says maybe.
No, this can't be real. At minimum, that was my goal. I feel like this is almost like a sorry, is sarcastic the right word? Like a
I thought it
snarky,
was a troll.
like a trolly response on the AI movement, but now I'm thinking that maybe I should just drive
Right.
off a cliff.
Apparently, this is a good question. How is that site name still available, sitting there for 17 years? Someone bought it.
No.
I kind of want to just see.
So proud to be a part of this. Look where please.
There's so much positive. I wonder if they actually like curated it.
If you're going to release a dystopian product, at least make it aesthetically pleasing.
I mean, facts. Okay, here we go. We got more trolls here. Hold up, this is not a parody. What a time to be alive. Zuckerberg. I already get texts like this daily from scammers. Why do I need to pay $100 for this? Is this a new angle? Why haven't you come to chat with me recently? Oh my god, someone said that's Tamagotchi. The movie Her was not supposed to be aspirational. It's depressing to see products like this take off.
Oh my gosh,
if
I forgot about that movie. That's a good
Mhm.
movie.
This honestly, they should have changed that music. That music was like legit creepy. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get stabbed soon. So genuine question: if functions only with a tethered phone connection, what's the advantage of this advice over just built-in iPhone mic performing the same function? I already paid like $1,400 for my phone, and the mic is excellent. Facts.
I mean, that's fair. Our phones are listening. But the difference is that Siri doesn't respond to me unless I actually ask her something. She
Look.
doesn't just listen to my conversation and go, "Hey, Tugs, I heard you and Duke talking about what?" Black
This is
Mirror,
an
see?
actual, yeah. This is where we're like, same. This person's the same. It's an actual product, not a Black Mirror episode.
Y'all need to go back and watch Black Mirror. That show has aged creepily well.
Creepily well. Like, I would say like
Way
a
too
fine
well.
wine, but like a really creepy fine
Yeah,
wine.
like if a fine wine was gonna predicted the future.
Yeah. Oh God, that is insane. Insanity.
I'm scared.
I am scared for the world. Okay.
Redster. What about Friend
le-
Finder?
Let's do the am I the a-hole now? I kind of want to end it off with this on a positive note because we've just been talking pretty
Is
negative
this positive?
stuff.
I don't know that is. Also, I love this guy.
I think
on,
it's funny.
Instagram, Dustin Pointer. He does red flags and green flags. He's really funny. His commentary makes me laugh. So if you are on social media, give him a follow. Anyway,
I have I have some feelings about this. I guess
I
it
have
depends.
so many feelings about this. None of them good.
I really do like the "Am I the a-hole" type of type
Mhm.
of story.
Flag for giving my future mother-in-law 3 days to pay me for a new wedding dress, or else I show the family a photo of her wearing it. What? So I'm getting married to my fiance soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. My future mother-in-law kept pestering me about trying it on, but I firmly refused. I am more nervous than a mime.
Now, I do find it really weird that the mother-in-law really wants to try on her
Yes.
future daughter-in-law's wedding dress. Like, that is like, girl, why don't you just book a wedding dress appointment to try on wedding dresses?
It gets so much worse. I can't even comment yet. I can't.
Like, God, do you think it's weird? Like, if
Yes.
you're, yeah, okay. Anyways,
But
okay.
it gets so much weirder. Anyway.
Performing a monologue. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try it on. Her reasoning for persisting so much? She says it's because of her love of wedding dresses and her obsession with them.
Girl, it's free to go to a wedding dress store. You do not need
Wait.
to wear your daughter-in-law's wedding dress. That's really weird.
I don't know that this is ending on a good note. We may have to watch Andrew's clip because just keep going.
Oh my god.
It gets worse.
What kind of obsession? What actually? I don't want to know. Fast forward to yesterday, I came home from work early and I found my fiance at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my room
Oh,
while trying to text
no.
somebody on his phone. I opened
No! I don't.
Oh,
No. No. Oh. Oh, he let her after your future wife doesn't want. That's weird. Also, girl, do you look the same as the mother-in-law? I have to know.
No kidding, right? I didn't even think about that.
I have a feeling that there's something weird here. Oh God.
in the door and was shocked to see his mom standing there wearing my dress.
No.
I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her in it. She and my fiance freaked out after I told her that she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days or else I'll show the whole family the photo. She started crying and then left, and my fiance blew up at me saying I can't be serious and that I overreacted because his mom just wanted to try the dress on.
Why are you protecting your mom so much when you know your wife doesn't want her to wear that dress? Also, why would you let your mom try on the dress with the risk of obviously maybe seeing her like that dress as well? That's supposed to be a surprise for your wedding day.
Why would you want to see your mom in your fiance's wedding dress? To begin, like,
oh, I like this. This sounds like he is like some weird mama's boy business.
Bull crap is what this is.
Oh my god!
Like that
I'm sorry. It's just weird. I mean, why does it have to be specifically that? You are literally willing to pay money to wear that dress when you can go for free and pretend that you just got engaged and are so excited to be married. I don't have a wedding date yet, but I want to go dress shopping. Ugh. People do it all the time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, all intents and purposes, she probably got married at least once. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. God, I think the kid needs therapy, the male fiance, and the mom needs some therapy because this is freaking creepy. Oh my god.
It gets worse.
I've heard of crazy mother-in-laws, but this takes the cake, literally. And I mean, would I demand for her to pay for a new wedding dress? Girl, I think you should consider not marrying this guy if he's going to say things like that to you.
That was my response to this entire thing. I was like, this commenter says the same thing, but you don't need a new dress, girl, because the wedding is canceled.
You need a new husband. You need a new husband.
No harm done. But I refused to listen to him because, in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't want it anymore. And so I think it's fair she pays me after she ruined it for me. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that as if she was an enemy. We had a fight after, and he failed to get me to back down, and he's been staying with his mom since then. Oh, I'm sure he has.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Hello, yes, Norman Bates. I found your mom.
I mean, it's not positive, but this is salacious.
Do not marry this man. Do not marry. Nobody married this man. In fact, the only person that should marry this man is his mom.
That's the only woman that'll make him happy at this rate. Because, like, look how much he's protecting her. I've been through this before. I've dated mama's boys, and if you cannot at some point transition over to prioritizing your new girl, and I'm not saying 100%, like, just, I need you to create a family between us eventually, especially if you're just starting date, first couple of years dating. But that is to be your wife. You're supposed to defend her over your mother at some point, and I think this is a great start here. Why aren't you mad at mom? Oh my god. That's a huge red flag.
The fact that he's perfectly okay with seeing his mom in the wedding dress of his fiance, who he's going to like rip that dress off and match like a wow and all that later, is just really
feel like
there's so much to unpack here.
Imagine his mom in that spot, like gross. Like
what? I need
I have
someone to call
never,
CPS. Staff.
I have never ever heard in my life of a mother wanting to try on their daughter's wedding dress. That's
Me neither. Ever. Not ever once. Le- uh.
mm, no, no. At best, I think my friends and I, when we went to try wedding dresses on, there was 3 of us getting married. We would cycle the dresses because we were all similar sizes, and be like, because what the dress place was saying we should do is we should try a ball gown, we should try an A-line, we should try a mermaid, we should try I don't know, whatever, all these different styles so that we know what we like. So we just picked one each, and we're like, okay, this is the one. My favorite was the ball gown, except at the time I knew it was going to be a summer wedding and my legs were sweating in the dress.
Oh yeah, ball gowns are hefty.
Oh my God, but it was beautiful. It was sparkly and anyways. Um,
If this woman wants to try on wedding dresses, listen, your thrift stores are full of them and they're cheap.
mhm,
Go buy a
mhm.
bunch and wear them around. We all saw that episode of
Yeah.
Friends
I
where they
have
all
an
wore their wedding dresses.
obsession with wedding dresses. I'm willing to pay my new daughter-in-law just to wear her wedding dress. But why hers?
Yeah, why her specifically? If you have an obsession with wedding dresses, there's so much to unpack here. This is a therapist's wet dream, I swear. A
Yeah,
psychiatrist's
there's a lot
wet
wrong
dream.
here. So much
A
wrong.
Dr. Phil's wet dream, even yeah.
Oh my God. At some point, we might have to call in Jerry Springer as well.
I
Maybe.
really just need somebody
I'm
to find this
rich.
post on Reddit and see if there's an update.
Oh my God.
Sicko. Business is probably a little lighter at the Bates Motel tonight because they're probably using one of the rooms. Norman and Norma masturbates. That's the grossest thing I've ever said.
Oh God.
Shout out
This
to
is
Dustin
so
Pointer,
funny.
by the way. He's so
Let's just read some of this. You don't need new dress because he told you that you shouldn't be marrying him.
Mhm.
Facts.
Yep.
So the point isn't that only the bride should wear the dress. The point is you said no, and neither your
future mother-in-law. That took me a minute.
future. Oh, sorry. And fiance respected you or your boundary. Get out now.
Get
Cancel
out
that
now.
wedding. Everyone's just saying cancel. Yeah. Yeah. This is really twisted and I'm not okay with it. I am not okay with it. So, whew. Well, I guess there we go.
I can't.
Girl, you need to get away.
I really hope that whoever that was called that wedding off, and also like I would that is one of those things where not only do you call the wedding off, but you post those photos of him and her in the dress just up and be like, do not date this man ever. I would be on so many dating sites with his picture, be like, do not date this man, and this is why.
Yeah. 'cause he could
Save
do
the women.
yeah.
What?
Oh no, I had no idea.
What?
Jerry Springer is passed away.
Yeah, I think he died like
I-
years ago.
Oh my God.
I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a while.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry, Jerry.
That's fine.
You call him the spirit of Jerry Springer. Jerry.
Listen, I think if we summoned him, he'd probably come back to life for this article alone.
Oh my God. Yeah, God, that show really was like one of the biggest shows of that like time period, the 90s and 2000s.
Maury
God.
too. I loved Maury.
Maury Povich, you are not the father.
He died a year ago. 2020.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Cancer.
Honestly, I loved watching Jerry Springer when I was sick at home around like the noon time. Great lunch watch. Great lunch watch. So
yeah, you had
Oh.
Price is Right in the morning, and then you had mid morning was Days of Our Lives, and then you
oh
had
my God.
Jerry Springer and Maury, and then the Law and Order SVU was on later, and then somewhere in between there was cartoons.
I love the idea of playing on The Price is Right, but in Canada, because when you come back, you have to pay the taxes on all the stuff you want.
Same here. Yeah.
So it's like, is it worth it? Depends on the
That was-
item, I suppose.
That was always my thing about, especially as I got older, like the home makeover shows, right? Where they take these families that are living paycheck to paycheck and like their homes are older and they can't keep up with them. They've got too many or whatever the sob story was. Extreme Home Makeover, that was the show. And like, move that bus. And they show this beautiful, amazing house. And I'm just like, they are never going to make the payments on that thing. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Yeah, but it's part of the TV show, thinking that it's going to help them, but in the end, most likely not.
And all the cars. People
Mhm. Yep. So, oh well. So, there we go. I know Andrew Matthews. I know you really, really wanted to watch that, but we do not have time today. We do not have time. Thank you for the 10 British pounds. What I'm going to do is what I usually do is I watch one of these, or I assume Tugs watches and reads through them first. And not that I'm trusting you, but just in case there's something at the surprise at the end, like say corn, we have to just be careful. I know you wouldn't do it, but it's just part of being careful in general.
We'll have to watch it for next week.
We'll watch it for next week. I did already send it to Tugs, so it is in the queue. So we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it for that. And then yeah. So it will be here for next week's Poor Choices. But yes, thank you. Tugs, what you got going on now that you're back?
I'm back. Streams start tomorrow. Again, my schedule is up on Twitch. Fridays are going to be Fallout Fridays from now on. I'm kind of trying to get like a specific schedule on when I stream on certain days. And yeah, so tomorrow starts my streaming back again. If you need the full schedule, it's on my Twitch About Me section. There's a schedule there. CJ will be very proud of me. But my schedule is up for the month. So yay,
very cool. Nice. Cherry Crystal, I have opened them. I actually did use a glass on Saturday. So yeah.
I love the glasses. They're so cute. We got to use them next week for Poor Choices. I'll be more awake and better next week.
Oh, yeah. And I'm just.
Bless you.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. What was I saying?
Something about next week. I don't know. I was talking about I'll be better next week, and you said, yeah, and then you sneezed. That's all I got.
I forgot. I'm so sorry. What am I doing for the next couple days? A whole lot, nothing. No, not really. I'm going to be working on, let's see. What am I doing tomorrow? I don't even remember. Well, you'll find out eventually. Sorry. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Tugs. I'm glad you're back safe. Burnt, but safe.
Burnt, but safe. Yeah, you guys will see my nice tan lines tomorrow.
Ooh. Oh my God. I got a American flag bikini, another one. So I'm excited to be patriotic. When would be the next time? Probably October. I'm gonna be using the Nerdrotic pool again. I'm so excited. SpaceCon, whenever that is. That's the next planned America trip. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully I get to see you. But chat, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Tugs. Thank you, everyone, for participating and being here. And do not be a mama's boy, and do not let your mother try on your future fiance wife's wedding dress, because that's really.
Oh my gosh! I hope that girl broke up that wedding or canceled that wedding so bad.
If she hasn't and she still got married, there will be a divorce in the future. I promise you. There's going to be a lot of arguments where the mom is going to take priority over her, and I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be in that type of relationship. That's like the type of mom or mother-in-law that will come into the house unannounced because she has a key because her son gave her a key. This is our space. You need to tell me. Oh, well. So, but anyways, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.